What's up guys, Hades here. So the summer carnival is out and there are some incredible opportunities here, and there are also some things that I think you should completely avoid, and I'm going to go over them in this video because I think this is one of the best events they've ever made in some aspects and some of the worst design I've ever seen in other aspects, and we're going to talk about it. Now there's a lot of math in this video. I'm going to try and explain it. You kind of have to just trust me. I'll walk you through with the calculator and you'll either get it or you won't, and some of you will really value that. Now, starting with Koi Pack, this is one of those things you must get the $5 every day. Now, they did change something, and now you can get a 10 and a 20 after it, but it does not increase your participation, okay? You only have to do the $5 once every other day, 5 times total. If you do the 5 and the 10, it's gonna not count anything towards your second day, okay? You have to wait, you have to be patient, just get those 5s for the minimum. Now, value for the 10s and 20s, we'll talk about total value later when we get into the spending section. Also, don't forget to get those free daily tickets. Summer Passion, Alex is available. His upgraded skin, actually unlocking him completely for 50 bucks, plus you get 100 tickets. This is a must buy for all spenders. It's not even close. If you watch one of my recent videos on the new skins, you get the complete unlock just for 50 bucks, which you'll see is actually an incredible deal in just a few minutes. So yeah, this super important, and you get nets, and it's the best value in this entire event by a lot. So make sure you do that. Now, this is very similar to things we've done in the past, like the bunny event. You team up with a partner, you both spend the nets to get the fish. Now, I did it with my wife, and we both took 30,000 nets. So you need about 60,000 to get all the rewards. You can just get a friend to join you, and now you have access to the event. Of course, you can just upgrade this to 50, so it doesn't take you forever. But we need to look at the rewards, and these rewards are insane. Completely insane. There are 2 tokens achieved whenever you max out this event. And like I said, to get to the 15th level and get the max reward, you get 3 Alex fragments and the extra insignia. All the tickets combined is 105. Okay? Now you need 30,000 nets each. Me and my wife tried doing it. I think I had 28 and she had 27, and we didn't have enough, and we had to scrounge around to find some more. So give or take around there, somewhere between 55 and 60,000. I would not risk having 55, because if you have 55 and you get to, you know, 13 or 14 and you can't finish, that's gonna be a huge bummer, because you're gonna miss out on this insignia if you had just waited one more day. So be careful on that. Save up till you both have 30,000 or 60,000 total, however you want to split it. Now, the way this event works, and it's very interesting, is when you catch a fish, you have fishing opportunities. What's going to happen is you're either going to get blackhead, yellowtail, yellow fin, or smiley. Now, smiley is the only thing you want. You want smileys because every time you get 50 smileys, you get Alex, and it scales up 50, 50, 50, and then I think it goes 60, 60, 60, and it scales, right? And at the max rank, you can get 70 shards of Alex and a really nice insignia, and we'll go over some insignias at the end. Now, for the deep math part, you need to understand just how hard this event actually is, okay? Now, you can see here, I have 75 sharks and 24,000 catches, right? So what we can do is we can do 75 divided by 24,155, and this is going to give us a tiny percentage of our catches, right? So basically the math comes out to about 1 in 300 to 1 in 350. My wife's was even lower than this, so I'm giving you a range. And you have to keep in mind, I did more than 24,000 nets, because this is just the catches, because you can also get these chests, which are also very nice, by the way. Philosopher's Stones, I got like 800 of them, and I opened up 12,000 worth of gems, which is beautiful. So this event is super worth it. Keep in mind, you need 30,000 each. Keep in mind, you're really looking for those sharks to get the Alex fragments, assuming that's what you want to do. Now, there are some point rankings. Unfortunately, this is basically just a luck game, because everyone who maxes has a limit, and whoever gets lucky and gets the most points wins on that day. However, there are some really good rewards. If you do get top 100, you get an insignia. And again, insignias are crazy. We'll go over those later at the end. On to Dazzling Wish. They change it completely, and this is where you get the Athena upgrade. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the worst part of the event by far, hands down. I'm not touching it. I think it's horrible, and I'll explain why. First of all, a lot of the past events was 300 grails after 300 tries, which was an insane reward. Now, look at it. There's no 300, okay? Your grand reward is the passion skin, which now takes 700. Excuse me, I didn't mean to click one. I was trying to click here. But that's just not worth it, basically ever. I mean, look at the rates. These rates are horrible. It used to be about a 1% for 25 and a 0.5 or 0.7 for 50, and it just got worse and worse, and then there's no good upgrade. So if you are looking for grails specifically, this event is horrible. If you're looking to get the new Athena, it's still horrible, and I'll explain. Look at some of these players, right? Overall ranking, I have this player right here as a reference. Number 11 has spent a ton, right? 9,000 points is probably something like 6,000 or 7,000 tickets, something like that, right? Well, let's go look at his March. We can go check in arena, ranking, J. Here's his Athena. It's only level 4. And if you watch my other video, you'll know that it's actually weaker than base Athena as is. The healing's the same, the regen's negligible, and you're reducing less damage than you would if just you had the regular one. The only advantage is you get a higher threshold, which in my opinion is not worth it, especially at the price tag. So that's my thoughts on this one. Not a fan, not spending on it, or at least I'm not using my tickets on it. Not on purpose anyways. Grail Shop. Very important. Buy your Stardust and tokens every day. And that ties in here with Glorious Challenge. It is hard mode day. I didn't do this right away because I had some life stuff. But I would definitely go to the end and, you know, get all the nets you need. And they give the buoys, which then I would spend on Stardust and tokens of light as many days as you can. Few gems for this is unbelievable price. I highly recommend it. Grail Shop, they added these. I don't understand it. Spending grails to get nets is not worth it. The nets are supposed to give us tickets, and the tickets give us grails, and you just lose out. If you spend grails for nets, you're gonna end up losing out. The only way this would ever even remotely be worth it is if you really want Alex. And that's the only reason, and it's right here, right? So more nets would mean more Alex. The problem is you need I did the math. It takes 45 to 48,000 nets per day. Okay, per day, which means you have to max the shop and you have to max the GT Arcade shop to get that level, which is the only real reason I could ever see this being maybe worth it. But even then, terrible value. So, you know, if you need Alex, go ahead. What I do recommend for almost everyone is this box right here. I cannot believe how cheap it is. It's been this cheap. You can buy one every day. You can probably get 250 grails a day. And yeah, Athena, Loki are both turbo meta. Loki's one of the best carries in the game, and he's on sale. It's been on sale for a while. Fufei is one of the best supports in the game. She's been on sale for a while, and so is her artifact, okay? These are the 3 best recommendations from me in the Grail Shop. Of course, if you need the artifacts, it's a great place as well. Now, I wanted to talk about the Crimson Moonlight. I think this might be one of the better ways in the game to get them, as they're very hard to achieve. There's no good event that like specifically gives them to you. It is a bit steep on the grails, but for people who need it, you know, this is not the worst place to get it. It's pretty decent, assuming you already have the heroes, right? But you know, not my top choice. These 3 are my top choice, and if of course if you're building something specifically, go for those. Don't forget to be doing all your events as much as you can. There are a lot of insignias on the line, so make sure you're doing those dailies. And the last thing I want to talk about are the insignias. If you go to Insignias Festival, Midsummer Festival, there are a lot here that you can get. You can actually get a lot of grails for free, right? If you get 2 from maxing out the fishing event, maybe 2 times in the event, well, then you get 200 grails, right? And if you do it 3 times, that's 6, and you get 2 other free ones, that's 8. You're going to get another 400 grails. So keep in mind that these are valuable and that we do want to be pursuing these, as grails can get us a lot of good things, as I just showed you. Okay, here's the shops. There's 2 kind of new shops, and they're really interesting, and they're also insanely valuable compared to most other events. Now, we had one just like this in the bunny event for the eggs, and it is insane. If you want the Alex, you're gonna have to go probably most of the way, if not all the way down. Yeah, you're gonna have to go all the way down. I did the math. If you go all the way down and GT, you can get enough every day to max it. It's gonna be very hard, and that's very expensive on a daily basis. For the average player, getting to 5 or 10 is gonna allow you to fish it twice or once every 2 days, approximately, depending on your partner, depending on how many of the normal activities you do. And that's pretty good. I mean, you might want to do it 1 every 3rd day, which means you can max it 3 times, which means you get 6 insignias, which is quite good. Now, the other interesting thing is we usually have this token of light store, which the value is $1 per token, 1 to 1, right? $3, 3 tickets. This store functions very similar, where you get a free one and then a $1, which is 2 to 1, which means they're 50 cents each. Then you get 2 more for free, and then you get 2 to 1, and then you get 4 for free, and then you get 2 to 1, and you get 5 for free, and then the value starts to drop. Okay, so I highly recommend going 1, 2, 3 at least on this one, and I recommend going up to 5-ish for those mid spenders, and up to 10-ish, 10 to 20 for the higher ones. And if you're really trying to max it, then of course go to 30, but you do lose quite a bit of value down there. So yeah, that's it for me on this one. There's a lot of stuff to think about. Make sure you're adapting this to your situation, and make sure you're spending responsibly. If you guys found value in this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.